What's up? What's good? What's good? I just want to check, man, and make sure that the audio is clear. Make sure y'all can hear me. Y'all already know, man. Me and the tech side don't be, we're not the best. You know what I'm saying? We're not the best of friends. Um, but we'll see. Let me just make sure y'all can hear me. All right, cool. We're good. So let's dive in. Let's dive in, right? I don't want to waste no time. And right now, what we're going to talk about is sales, as always, right? Y'all already know, man, I'm heavy into sales. I love sales. I'm not doing nothing but sales, right? Every day, man. Why? Because it literally changed my life, right? Sales literally changed my life. How? How did sales change my life? Number one, I'm a complete introvert. When I say that to people, they be like, yeah, right. Come on, Pierre, stop. You're not an introvert. You love the spotlight. You love to talk. No, only when it's something that pertains to something around sales, right? That's just me. So sales help me to get out of my shell a little more, right? A lot more. Sales help me to communicate a lot better. Sales help me to not just improve my confidence, but figure out how to keep my confidence going like this, right? Sales help me to where no matter what the situation is, no matter what we're talking about, I'm going to relate everything to sales. Whether I'm talking to my son, I'm talking to my daughter, I'm talking to my wife, right? I'm talking to a friend, I'm talking to an employee, right? No matter who it is that I'm talking to, I always have a sales concept, a sales outlook in mind, right? So it literally changed my life. Now here I am with a GED, right? That I dropped out in the 11th grade, 1995, 11th grade, could barely read, could barely write. Could you imagine what I was going through? Could you imagine mentally, you know what I'm saying, what I was going through as a man that had no skill set, could barely read, could barely write? Like, do you know what that's like? You might, but you won't tell nobody. When I got into sales, right, and I got another level of confidence, I opened up and I started to tell people that I valued their opinion, people that I knew that when they heard my weakness, they wasn't going to exploit the weakness, right? They was going to help me to improve the weakness. So when I'm talking to y'all about sales, man, I really want you to understand that even if you don't feel like you have a product or a service, I need you to start to look at you as the product or service. Why? Because when you go somewhere and you're asking them for money, they're looking at you like, okay, would I pay that for that product? You're the product. When you're going somewhere and you're offering a service, people are like, yo, should I pay them for that service? Right? So sales is everything. All right. So I want to give y'all a lot of game, right? A lot of game, but over a period of time. What I found, man, is because I know so much when it comes to this topic, I can give way too much and it becomes overwhelming. And then what do they say? Paralysis, whatever the heck it is, you know what I'm saying, right? You start getting so much and then you just don't move and you're stuck. All right. So I want to give you this concept, man, that I use from the beginning. I ain't gonna say from the beginning because I didn't discover it in the beginning, right? But probably about my second year in, I figured this out. And I use it to this day, man. And I promise you it's phenomenal, right? I want you to write this equation down. I want you to write down this formula. I guess it would be a formula, right? Sell plus build equals long-term success, right? I want you to write that down. Sell plus build equals long-term success. What do I mean by that? When I'm saying sell plus build, I watch a lot of salespeople focus so much on the sale, right? The sale is what they're focused on. I want to make the sale because the sale is going to help me to pay my bills. I'm stressed out. I got a lot of things I need to do. And if I don't make this sale, I can't pay this bill. So you focus only on the sale. And then what happens is every month you're going through the same process, right? The same aggravation, the same frustration is happening to you. Why? Because all you're focusing on is the sale. When you add the plus build, the sales process not only gets easier, but now you can be more intentional in that process because you understand exactly what it is you're doing, right? You're selling plus you're building the relationships that will allow the person that you got involved with your product or service to come back to you later on And before they come back, they're going to send other people to you, right? So when you're looking at sell plus build long-term success, I never want to have to chase a sale over and over and over and over again, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't go out and look for new business. Absolutely go look for new business. But if you create, in every sale that you make, you have an extension of you as a salesperson. Think about that. Think about what that looks like. I helped you to get involved in this product or service. I went above and beyond, right? Because I'm in an industry where you don't tip. The tip for me is the referral, right? So when I go above and beyond, I don't just give you what it is that you invested in. I give you extra. Why? Because number one, I want you to win. Number two, I want you to become an extension of my process. I want you to become an extension of my referral system, right? I want you to come back. But before you come back, if I can get you to send me 3, 4 people, maybe even 5 people, but 3 to 4 between the next time we do business, yo, that's phenomenal, right? I get you to send me two people a month. Do you understand what that does? Let's break this thing all the way down to the ridiculous. Let's just say every customer that you encounter, that you deal with, you get to the point where every customer, 50%, let's say 30, right? Let's say 30% of every customer you get in front of sends you 1 person a month. And you keep running this play, you keep running this process, you keep getting better, right? So now, once you have 10 people that are sending you 1 person a month, you got 10 deals that you know are going to come to you, right? Outside of what you go hustle for. Yo, that's phenomenal. This is why you won't get burnt out in sales, right? If you do this, you won't get burnt out in sales. Because you're not doing all of the work that you hate. You're doing what you love to do, right? I was talking to a cook one day, and they was like, yeah, I thought about opening a restaurant, but it wouldn't be work. After looking into it, I realized I would have to come in at this time to prep, and then I would have to be here all this time doing this, and this, just to do this little portion of what it is that I love. And then after the night is over, I got to do all of this, right? And they're like, man, I don't want to do that. It takes the fun away from it. You got to find what part of sales is fun to you. The selling part might not be fun. It might be the delivery part. It might be like, hey, you know what? Hey, all your stuff will be in. I'll bring it over to you. I'll show it to you. Or, hey, listen, let me get you set up. It could be the setup part. I don't know. Whatever the part in your sales process is fun to you, that's where you got to figure out how to keep yourself majority of the time, right? Because now this allows you to sell, build, and have long-term success. All right, it allows you to sell, build, and have long-term success. So think about this. Let's dive into this, right? Now that you got it, hopefully you got it. Sell plus build equals long-term success. So understand who you sell to, what is their personalities, how are they? Understand that buyer. So now it makes it a lot easier for you to build with them, right? To give you the long-term success. But let me give you the process of what are you doing when you're selling? Number one, you have a process, right? I come from the car industry, been in the car industry for a long time. So you hear me use different terms and it's related to the car business, right? But when you're looking at that first interaction with someone, let's call it the meet and greet, right? The meet and greet. I meet you for the first time. I got my elevator pitch, right? I'm talking to you. I go shake your hand, right? We're having a good time. And when I shake your hand and I talk to you, what I say to you, right? What I say to you in this moment is my first impression, right? I'm setting my first impression with you when I walk up to you and I first meet you. Now, in that process, I know it's my first interaction and I want you, I'm going to observe you, right? And then when I introduce myself, I want you to see a part of my personality that I feel as though mirrors you. Because I'm trying to create common ground right away, right? Right away. So if I'm looking at you and you seem like you're a ball of energy, I'm coming up to you with a ball of energy. If I look at you and I see like you're more conservative, really, then I'm going to approach you that way. Inside of that approach, if I see that you're short on words, I'm going to be short on words and I'm going to put it in form of questions, right? I'm going to say something and then hit it with a question because I want to see how you respond. This is that first interaction. So I create that first impression. I want you to feel like, yo, it's about you. It's not about me. I want you to feel like I'm a servant I'm not a taker, right? I want you to feel that I'm someone that has a solution to your problem. If I can get you like that, you ever heard someone say like, yo, man, they look good until they open their mouth. Oh, I felt this way until I heard them say something. So that impression of you meeting them with the ball of energy, and then after you hit them with the ball of energy, right, you're saying something, but then asking a question to get them to start talking, and you don't have to say anything else at that point, right? You're going to learn about that person right there. All right. So that first impression, I want you to know, what do you want them to see from you? What do you want them to see from you? All right. Let's go to the next thing. I don't have a lot of time to like dive into each thing and then really like break it down. I wish I did, but I don't. The next thing, right? Once I meet you and we start this conversation, I don't want to go into selling you anything. I am, but I'm not, right? I'm selling, but I'm selling by identifying what your actual needs are. So there's things where you think are your needs. You think this is what you need. When I was building out this studio, there's things I thought I needed, but as I went through the process and talked to people who's done it, right, at a higher level, they're like, nah, you don't need that. You don't need this. So sometimes when you're sitting with your customer believes they need things that they don't need. And sometimes they believe they only need, but they really need this. You see what I mean? So your job when you're sitting down is to get your customer to talk to you so you can understand the outcome they're looking to achieve. If their outcome is not clear, help them to get clarity on their outcome. Now we're building. I'm becoming a friend because when I'm going through the process of getting the facts, I'm learning about you. That's all I'm trying to do. I want to identify, what is your personality? What is your buying personality? What are your buying traits? Are you upbeat? Are you dry? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Right? I want to know. I want to know all of these things about you. So when I'm going through and I'm asking you questions, I understand that for me to get information from you, I first have to get you loose, right? I first have to get you loose. Some of y'all might take that the wrong way, but don't, right? I first have to get you loose, to get you opened up, to get you to have diarrhea of the mouth. So when I'm talking to you and we're going over facts and I'm asking you questions, highlighting your life, your business, your needs, whatever it is that we're sitting down talking about. When you start to talk about the things that get you excited, I'm making mental notes of that and I'm putting that in the filing cabinet, right? I'm filing that over here. Yep, these are the exciting points. This is where they stay. Instantly, right? In my mind, I know that's cool, but this isn't going to really get you to move in a way because you're already doing this and you feel like you got that down. I need to expose the things that you're missing that will make this even better, right? So I might ask you a question along the lines when I get this and I find all you're excited about. I might say, hey, do you think that this can get better in any way? Oh my God, absolutely I do. How come you haven't done it? And they're going to tell me, da 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 da. And a lot of it's going to come down to they just don't know yet. Okay, great. So let's do this, because all of this stuff you're excited about, I can see it. You got I want you to tell me more about it. And I'm going to dive into that a little more. Why? Because I'm putting them over the top on their excitement. But then when I come back and I start to address what the real needs are, I want them to see that they got something really good going, but they're overexcited. They're overexcited right now, right? But when we do this, and this, they deserve all that excitement. And I want the light bulb to go off. I want them to say, oh my God, you know what? You're right. I never thought about it. Yo, the sale made itself. So when I'm telling you to sell and build, some of y'all just want to get people to buy your product or your service and exchange money for the product. Stop that shit. It's trash, right? I promise you it's trash. I listen to so many sales trainers and I hear them use these lines and I'm like, yo, that's dope. But you're a con artist. That's dope. Sounds so salesy though. I would never buy from you. That's how I'm listening to stuff, right? Like, would I buy from you? No, I wouldn't buy from you. Why? Because I don't like this part. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. There's someone who's going to buy from them. A lot of people, right? I say that to say you have to find where you fit. You have to find where you fit on in your demographic, in your personality, in your confidence level, right? You have to find where you fit, and then that's where you place yourself. It don't mean you stay there, but that's where you place yourself to get started. All right, that's where you place yourself to get started. So let's go on. Let's go down to the third one. We talked about the meet and greet. We talked about getting the facts from your customer. And hold on, in the process of getting the facts from your customer, you're asking questions. I really want you to focus on identifying their personality, their personalities, the things that get them excited. How do they like you to explain things to them? Right? Do they like to take the lead? Do they want to be more passive? Identify their personality, right? When you're asking people questions, when I'm asking you questions, right? Let's just say for instance, we're talking about getting into a coaching program, right? You getting a coach, you coming into a coaching program. I never want to say, oh, this program will definitely change your life. I don't really give a damn to tell you that, right? Because I need you to say it. I need you to feel that. I need you to believe that, right? So I just want to know, give me 3 things that you've been trying to fix, but haven't been able to, and it's been giving you pain, causing you frustration and stress. And they're going to tell me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at each one of them. I already know what I do. I'm going to identify the one that will give them the biggest results, that will give them the fastest result right away, that they can see, right? Not something they got to wait for. Stop giving people shit they got to wait for. Like, I want to give you something that you can see right now. I'm only doing this to make you a believer, right? So I'm going to find that low-hanging fruit that's low for me, but it's high for you. Understand that. You're trying to get to this. Your skill set is here. My skill set is here. So when you're doing this is my low-hanging fruit. You haven't been able to get there because you're missing the cheat code. So now I'm going to give you the cheat code. And I'm going to say, listen, let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Connect these dots. It's going to give you this. My mission is to help you to get either all of the investment or partial investment to move forward in the program. You get that? I'm just identifying. I'm just identifying these things with you, but I need to know what I'm looking for and what I can solve, right? First, what I can solve, and then what questions I need to develop to ask to see how I lead you to what I need to solve. And then I need to find out exactly what your problem is. But until I know the first 2, which I have full control of, I can't go ahead and ask you questions. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time and your time because I can't fix your problem. But if right now we jumped on the call and I ask you some questions because I'm getting the facts, right? And before we get off that call, I show you how to put $500 to $1,000 in your pocket today based on what you're currently doing in sales, right? You're a believer now. You're a believer. See, some of y'all are afraid to give out information like that because that's all you got. Hey, you only got one way to show somebody how to do something. So you don't want to give it away. You want to charge. Nah, that's not the case, bro. I got a lot and I want to give it away, right? So I want you to do the same. So understand when we're going through getting the facts from our customer and we're asking these questions, we're not talking much. We're doing this so we can identify their personality. Once I identify your personality, right? Now I want to move to step 3 and I want to demo my product or my service. I want to demo my product or my service with you. But watch this. This is the beautiful part. When I'm demoing my product or service with you, the only thing I really want to know is how you learn. Right? Listen, you already came for the product or the service. I don't need to sell you the product or the service. You came for that. I just need to give you the little nudge that you need to see that this is what it is that you really need to help you to achieve what it is you want. That's it. So when I'm demoing the product or the service, I don't care what the product or what the service is. When I demo this, I just want to know how you learn. Why? Why do I want to know how you learn? Because when we get to talking about numbers, I need to present it in a way that you have clarity and you don't have to think. You just automatically can see how this would affect you. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, doesn't matter what it is you do. This is just human behavior, right? Listen to me. Watch this, right? Watch this. Watch this. All right, Del, yo, I'm glad my man jumped on, right? And commented, right? My man, I believe he details, right? Got a detailing business. I be seeing some of this, yo, my man be cleaning the, yo, dead right. I seen the work, right? But listen, watch this. Watch this. How do I now, let's just say you do one car. Let's say all you do is one car a day, right? Let's put this shit in real time. You do one car a day, and every car you get, all you have to do is get $100 bump, $100 upsell, increase, whatever it is. If all you, that's $3,000 extra a month, right? That's $3,000 extra a month. So if your rent is $3,000 a month for the overhead for the building, right? And you learn how to get $100 upsell on your customers when they come in, yo, you just paid the overhead. So how do you do it, right? So I'm looking and I'm going to say, okay, great. When my customers come in, based on, all right, so I'm in Arizona. Let me use where I am, right? Because it's a lot easier right now. So I'm in Arizona. If I'm detailing and people come in, I'm instantly, right? Number one, most people probably ain't even putting no wax on their car in forever, right? They just like, oh, let me just wash it. They ain't putting no wax on it, right? We're in Arizona. It eats the heck out of your clear coat. But let's take it one step further. Forget the wax, depending on where you are and the clientele that you're around, ceramic coat. Why? Because it's going to protect from this. So I'm looking at all of these things based on the environment that I'm in, based on what are the things that stand out. In Arizona, I know we got the heat. Your paint's going to go to hell. The rubber around your joints going to go to hell. Is there a treatment that we can put on your rubber? Your windshield wipers, they only going to last for the year. And then you're going to buy some new ones. They're going to dry out. You got one season, not even a year. You got a summer to go through them and they're going to dry out. Is there some way to treat these things? Can I get $10 here, $4 here, $20 here, $100 here, right? And all I'm focusing on is what questions can I ask to trigger the emotions that will help this person to see, yo, I really do need this. And if I don't do it now, it's going to cost me later. Can my questions help me to get to that point? And if they can, bro, I'm going to increase $100 per sale. Even if I only do it 50%, I just made an extra $1,500 this month. And now I'm going to look and say, where can I do that somewhere else? I want y'all to start to really think, man, when we're talking sales, it's always sell, build, sell, build, sell, build, sell, build. That's long term, right? So when I'm doing my demo and I'm going over this product, let's stay right on this, right? Well, I'm like, oh, sure. Hey, you got these little scratches. Let me show you this little section. I want to get these out. You see how this panel looks messed up? I'm going to wet sand it real quick. Boom, little spot, right? You notice when you go to the mall and they want to clean your shoe, they clean one. You're like, yo, damn, yo, let me pay you to do the other one, or you're gonna buy it. Why? Because you got one that looks like it came out the store. The other one looks like you don't wear it for a week. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to. There's a science behind it. So when I take a little spot and I wet sand it out, right? I'm like, do. I'm like, yo, look at that. They're like, oh, that looks like glass. I'll be like, yo, don't that look like glass? Yes, I could see myself. Oh my God. Hey, can you do this? Listen, you need it here, here, and here. What I can do is wrap it. Boom, upsell. Yo, I'm not leaving money on the table when there's a need, right? When there's a need, I'm not leaving money on the table. Some of y'all don't really know what you do. So when you're demoing your product or service, you're so focused on just the sale. You're just looking at your product or service. You're not looking at it and saying, yo, I can help you with this part here. I'm really not skilled in, but I do have somebody that can help you. Listen, let me see. Are you okay if I try to get them on the phone right now to see if it's a fit, to see if it's something they can help you and maybe give you a little solution right now? Oh my God, please, could you? Now, not only did I help you with my product or service, but I connected you with somebody that's going to help you to elevate even more. And because of my connection, I'm helping you to get a tip right now in real time because of who I am and who they are. So I'm not looking at the demo as anything more, as anything less than. All I want to do is identify how you learn. Because when I know how you learn, I know how to talk to you. When I know how to talk to you, I know what questions to ask. When I know what questions to ask, I know how to move you forward. Right? Now, once we demo it and we get to everything, right? We get all that stuff done. You've seen the product, you've seen the service, you see how it works for you. Now we look and say, oh, it's time to get to the real stuff. And we got to talk about numbers now, right? We got to go over the numbers. This is how we get to commitment. This is how we get to commitment. I done did all of this stuff here for you, right? And now we're at the point where we got to, what it all comes down to, the money. But in step one, my first impression, it meant something, right, to you, and I made sure of it. Getting the facts, I identified your personality. When I'm demoing, I'm understanding your learning style. So now when it's time to present the numbers and get a commitment, I know about you. I know, are you a person I got to itemize and give you justification for everything? Or are you the person where all you care about is the bottom line? Is that you? Or are you the person that I know no matter what we do right now, you got to think about it? There's nothing I can do to stop you from thinking, right? So watch this. In my mind, cheat code, right? Cheat code. In my mind, I know there's nothing I can do to stop you from thinking about it. And I know every person that you ever sat with always tried to push you beyond that point. Always tried to push you beyond that point, right? When you're like, man, let me think about it. They always try to convince you right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. When people say, hey, you know what, man, I really want to think about it. Listen, not a problem at all. I can tell you, probably, when you make these decisions, you probably take your time to think about everything, don't you? I do. Let me ask you this though. How much time do you really take after the fact to think about the stuff that you spent 2 to 3 weeks thinking about before now? And they look, huh? I just don't like making decisions the first night. Listen, I get it. I totally understand it, man. Go home, think about it. Give me a call, right? As a matter of fact, is it all right if I call you tomorrow morning? I'm not going to push them because everyone pushes them. Because everyone has the feeling of now. The sale is now. The sale is now. The sale is now. But it doesn't have to be right now. If that's not their personality. I picked up your personality. I know. You want to make a decision and everyone pushes you. I'm going to be the one guy that don't nudge you, don't push you. I'm going to make you feel so comfortable, and I'm going to make you feel like you're extremely intelligent for taking time to go home and think it over before you make a huge decision. Man, that's smart. That's very smart. Most people don't do that, and I don't understand why. Oh my God, I haven't done anything like this, and now I'm going to be in a conversation about that with him for a little while. I'm letting him see that for me, it's not about the sale. I'm about sell, build, long-term success, right? So listen, man, I don't know. Number crunches is exactly. Took me some time to realize that when I did develop a whole strategy. Yeah, I love it, bro. Absolutely. Crusher is homework that realizing the right and exacts. Yo, for sure. Right. So, and this be the thing. We always want to make sure, like when we realize something, we got to revisit. You know what I'm saying? We go ahead every 30 days, right? Bro, my whole course is the 90-day sales reboot, right? And in the 90-day sales reboot, 30 days, 30 days, 30 days put you at the 90. But every 30 is crucial. So every 30 you're going through this, you're setting up the next 30, then you're setting up the next 30. At the end of that quarter, now you're looking like, wow, this is what I did. If you feel like you maxed your business out, and you sold it to somebody else, and that person made an extra $5,000, $10,000 a month on the same business that you felt like you maxed, I'm always looking like, yo, what did I miss? Right? What did I miss? So when I figure something out, a way to move my customer forward, I'm always going to revisit that and be like, yo, okay, cool. How could I move it forward again? How could I do this? I always want to add. I want to max everything out. I don't want to leave nothing on the table. But I want to make sure I do a good job with who I'm working with, right? It's a win-win, man. I believe that, everybody is, you got to be a giver and a taker. A giver and a taker. That's my mindset. I'm going to give so much information, I don't feel bad when I take information. You see what I'm saying? And I'm talking about inside of the same relationship. Me and you have a relationship. I'm giving you information so much. When you go to give it back, yo, I'm taking that gracefully. I'm giving and giving, and I've been giving for like 12 months. And you like stingy. You give nothing. I'm not mad, but I promise, and it won't take 12 months, but I promise you, sooner than 12, it will dwindle away, right? So many people want the work that you stayed up learning. So many people want the work that you struggled for, but it's only because you don't know how to explain the real value of it. You don't know how to explain the real value of it. So I want you to get to that point where you start to understand the value of what it is you do. So you stop just doing it and you start getting to the point where you help other people to do it. And that's a whole nother piece of money. I don't want to deviate, man. I just wanted to go over them points, man. All right. Sell plus build equals long-term success. That meet and greet is for that first impression, right? You want to leave that first impression and you're getting that impression from your customer. So if you're coming up and you seem like you're an asshole, right? Then before I even start going into needs, what I want to, again, cheat code, right? Cheat code. Let me give you the cheat code. If I notice that you're standoffish, you're a little asshole, right? On my asshole meter, you're up here. Well, what I want to do is I want to build some common ground with you. I want to figure out how I can get you to laugh. I want to figure out how, like, what your problem is. Like, yeah, how long you been shopping for something? Man, I've been doing this for the last 2 weeks. This shit is aggravating. They tell you everything. You like, yo, okay, cool. I was wondering why you had that little edge on you. Is it all right if I can we erase all of that, stop from scratch, and I promise we're gonna fly through this, and I'm gonna make sure I address all your needs and take care of everything that you're looking for and change the whole experience for you. Can we do that? Man, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but if you can do it, okay. Yo, easy. We're good. I know you follow instructions now, but the instructions have to benefit you. You see what I'm saying? Everyone follows instructions if the instructions benefit the person, for the most part. Right? For the most part. If they don't, then you just let them go. But for the most part, right? So in my meet and greet, that's what it is. When I'm getting the facts, all I want to do is identify their personality. I want to know your personality type, right? Are you the person that goes over your budget every time? Do you extend yourself? Are you the person that stays below your budget and you're not going to go over it no matter what? You'll walk away from any deal that's in front of you if it's above your budget. Are you the person that you didn't have a budget until today? And let me tell you, if you're the one who says, yo, man, I never had a budget, but today on this deal, I really need to make sure listen, today's not the day. You're not going to start your budgeting with me, right? And that's not going to happen. I'm going to get you what you need, but even if it's above your budget, how do we justify that, right? So let's talk. Damn, man, I'm trying to get off of here. Let's talk about that real quick. So someone says to you, man, I'm on this budget. I only have, $500 a month. Man, I'm not going to go over that $500 a month no matter what, right? No matter what. Now, mind you, remember your meet and greet, remember your fact find, and I'm referring some stuff. Don't just take it. It's not just the car business, man. It's sales, right? I want you to think sales all the time, sales. So when I'm looking at it, and you're like, man, I want to, $500 a month. That's it. I can't go over that, man. I never budget, but this time, I really got to budget. Things are tight. Cool. So is it easier for you to budget for the known or for the unknown? What do you mean? Well, is it easier for you to budget for what you know you have to do every single month without a doubt, and you never have to change that? Or is it easier for you to budget for some number that just has a question mark and you don't know what it is? Well, obviously, man, it's easier for me to budget, if I know the number. Great. So and the reason I asked you that is because I know you said 500, but if we're like 550, 575, but this is a number that you can budget for. So, man, maybe I just don't do Starbucks every day. Maybe I just do it like every other day. And that's the difference to take care of this. So that's really what you're looking at when you're talking about budget, right? Yo, listen, we're going to get past that shit. We're going to get past that. And they're like, yeah, that's true. So really it's not about so much just the budget, but you have to know what the number is exactly so that you can honestly budget for it, right? Yes, great. So is it okay if I show you how we can do that? Well, yeah, if you can show me that, Bro, I didn't say nothing different. I just phrased it different, right? So anyway, listen. Oh yeah, let me go through this real quick. And then your the demo, when you're showing it, you just want to identify how they learn. Are they visual learners? Do they hear you? Are they do it themselves, right? And I'm gonna know that when I'm demoing, because they're gonna start to grab for stuff, or they're gonna start to take over, right? Or they're just gonna be watching, or they're just gonna be asking questions and want me to explain. Once I got your learning style, I'm cool. Some of y'all, man, you only focus on the sale. And when you focus on the sale, you miss it a lot of times. Do you understand, man? Even times when I miss a sale, I get a referral still because I'm building. Even if you don't buy from me this day, you're happy you came and seen me and did business with me or thought about doing business with me. See what I'm saying? So listen, man, I hope that was beneficial for y'all. Hope it was beneficial. We're going to do this every morning, right? We're going to do this every morning at 8:30. I think 8:30. Whatever. Yeah, 8:30. 8:30 to 9, but damn, it's 9:24. Listen, I didn't realize it was that time. All right, man. I'm out of here. I got some stuff to go do. I'm trying not to swear. I got some stuff to go do. Y'all have a good one, and make sure, man, you lock in with your sales, right? Make sure you lock in with your sales and you go out today and you focus and write down. I want you to write down how much money you want to make today, right? I want you to write that down. How much money do you want to make today? How much money you want to make today? Write that down. And some of y'all is crazy, right? Because some of y'all are like, man, I don't know. That's a good question. Damn, that tells me you didn't even think about how much money you wanted to make this year. Because if you did, you would know what your daily number is. You know what I'm saying? So you know why you're fighting, what you're pushing for. All right, listen, man, go out, go sell something, right? Go make some money. Know what you want to make today and then go make it. What are you going to do to make it? So write down how much you want to make today and then write down what are you going to do to make it, right? And then go get started. Y'all have a good one.